Well, Matt, it's great to finally sit down with you. Firstly, how's pre-season going so far?
Yeah, very good. The lads have come back fit, in good spirits and willing to work, which is the main thing, so it's been good from my point of view.
Maybe a silly question, but what are you looking to get out of pre-season?
I mean, the obvious thing is the fitness, but I think it's more the football fitness as well. So from the coaching principles we kind of embedded last year, that kind of evolution from there, and it gives us all a chance to get them across in pre-season.
What are those principles, those key messages that you're trying to get across to the players now then?
Well, I know you've seen a few of the sessions. Obviously, it's big based on the conditioning, but literally how we're going to play so the players know their roles in and out of possession. Obviously, when we got it, when we haven't got it, what their individual role is within the unit and for the team. So it's those kind of things, and it gives us a good grounding to get that across to the players.
It's now 5 months since you joined Derby County as John Eustace's right-hand man. Tell us what you've made of things here.
You're probably going to sound like I'm making this up and cliche, but really, really good. The people here are fantastic, as they are at the clubs you work with. Obviously the weather's great. Derby, they always said the sun is shining Derby. But I think the willingness to do the right thing and want to support the players, because ultimately, as long as the players are performing, everyone does their job to kind of fulfil that. So it's been positive. Obviously, coming in the circumstances we did, we had a job to do, and fortunately we got that done. But with the players, the supporters, all of the team and staff around here, I've only got good things to say.
Obviously, John knew the club and knew Moor Farm before coming in. Did you do any research, or did you sort of trust what he was telling you?
In that hour before we come over, yeah. No, I think obviously I'm from Birmingham, so you're kind of aware of your city, aware of Derby and the stories and the good teams of the past. And then I think working with, so when I went to QPR with Steve and John, they always talked about Derby, always talked about the fan base, genuinely, and that kind of affection. So it kind of intrigued you. And then when we had, I think the first game, maybe, was it Millwall, something like that, at home, and just the crowd, the full house, even though they stay with the boys. So it was kind of like, wow, now I understand what they mean. And even when you come back to the training ground from away games, there's some fans waiting for the team to come in. I think there's a willingness, for the club to do well and get back to, where they deserve to be.
You and John have been together for quite a while now in one capacity or another. Can you tell us about the genesis of the relationship and the journey that you've been on?
Yeah, obviously, 1, 2, 3, it's probably 4th, 5th club now. So it's kind of evolved, definitely an evolution. You can see how detailed John is with the way that we play. You've seen around the training ground, and I really like that. You want to be part of that professionalism, which I think he definitely brings. You've seen the kind of culture and the environment he set. Again, that's very similar to my own values and beliefs. I think it's important you kind of respect who you work for. And I like that, the way he gets across to the teams and the players, and you've seen kind of players' reactions of where they are. So I think in terms of what he needs me to do, it's kind of just making sure everything is kind of seamless as it can be to make sure we get that performance on a match day. I know that sounds quite broad, but it could be anything really, but just making sure that everything's set for the players to perform. That's kind of the remit. Bit broad, isn't it? That.
You made or worked together certainly at Kidderminster for the first time, I think. Did you know him before that?
No, I didn't know. I think that's the interesting thing. So I was kind of, I think joint manager at Worcester at that particular time, the National League, went across to Kidderminster, and my journey, I kind of was full-time work, part-time football, so I switched that and took a bit of a gamble really going to full-time football, some opportunities, but I ended up at Kidderminster, and since we kind of worked together, it kind of clicked really, and we've always been kind of driving those standards. So I think a lot of the stuff that we embedded there, you'd expect at a professional club, and we've been able to carry that on through and keep making it better. So didn't know before.
We see very much the business side of the manager, the head coach. What's he like behind closed doors with you guys in the coaching room?
Exactly the same, driving it even more, yeah, business. No, obviously he's a really good guy, but he's a really good guy. Focus of what we need to to be throughout that season. And I think the biggest thing I can say is whether we're on a bad set of results or good set of results, he's very calm, he's very consistent in his behaviours, and I think that's just an excellent way to lead, especially when you go into the games and the championship. He quotes it a lot, doesn't he, about the relentlessness of it, and it is a relentless league. So I think that's really good for everyone to understand exactly where he stays calm in those difficult moments.
Your journey is quite interesting because it isn't pure football. I mean, you've got the playing and the coaching credentials, but you worked in business as well. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
You say worked, I was there. No, I did. I worked hard. Yeah, no, I think, so I was a young player, got released 19, 20, 21, whatever it was, and then I always played, half decent level alongside it. So I think that's where it's different, because I'm able to take those business kind of principles that I worked for some big companies, and the synergies between that and football, definitely management, are there. So it's actually just a different product at the end of it. So that's really helped me as I've switched from playing to the coaching and management side. So it's all about developing people, those competencies that you need for each of the roles, whether you're playing or staff members. So I think that kind of adaptability across the roles has definitely helped me.
What's the bit of this job that you enjoy the most?
What do I enjoy the most? A very good question. Winning. That's pretty good. I like it when something you've worked on as a coach. We've got an excellent coaching staff with the manager. You can see it coming out in the games. The players buying into it. That belief that the players get, and I think if you see that improvement within the players, all the clubs we've been at, even when I started, that was probably the main driver. That's a real big thing for me to see that coming out.
You've worked with some impressive young players at some of the clubs you've been at previously. You've got a number of younger lads with the main group at the moment as well. What are you seeing in them, and sort of what's the plan for them for the next few weeks? Yeah,
well, as you rightly say, every club we've been at, it's that situation where the kind of emerging talent group will come up for that pre-season to see where they are against the first team, what they need to do. Some of them are already there, some will need, from that experience, take it on. And I think from all the players we've worked with, the players that kind of come in and actually are not overawed by it, understand tactically what needs to be done, physically can kind of handle it, those are the ones that go through. And also the ones that kind of just express themselves and be them, rather than thinking I've got to be different from around the first team. So the top players I've been fortunate to work with, along with some very good coaches, that's what I would say has been the difference and why they've gone on to have good careers.
You did such a tremendous job coming in February in such a whirlwind. How much are you enjoying, I guess, the contrast to that now and the time you have now with everyone?
Yeah. I mean, like you say, first and foremost, it's the players, isn't it? Get us over the line and, helping them get into that position. So, and the supporters, everyone did a fantastic job. So that's the first thing. Now it's kind of, we've had time to plan a little bit. It was difficult because normally you're looking 3-6 months ahead, windows to windows, or pre-season, for instance, as you're coming towards the end. But everything was focused towards staying up, so it's kind of half an eye on it. And of course, you've got a kind of contingency plan as well. So now we've got the time to do that pre-season secured, knowing what transfer kind of targets and recruitment gaps we need to fill. That's been really nice. Obviously, the gaffer recruitment team, everyone's been working really hard, and we've got time to embed those coaching principles and really think about giving the opportunity of how we're going to play this year. Do you know what I mean? And this 6 weeks is a real good time to embed that. So that's been nice to plan that and progress it as we go through pre-season. So everyone's looking forward, I think, to getting some minutes on Saturday, the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I know we see it from the inside that things never really stop at a football club, even over the summer. Did you get any sort of break, any sort of downtime at all?
I don't normally, but I did this year because it was coming on the back of the 15 months before. It's been full on, but only because you've seen. I'm not saying it for the camera. Every ounce of effort went into everything we could think of to help the players get over the line, and they did. So it's no problems. So yeah, I had a bit of a break, but you kind of you're dipping in, dipping out, and with football, it's kind of that vocation. It's more of it's like a lifestyle rather than a career. So you're never really off. You have a bit of time, and I managed to get away, which is great. But you know, you've got that freshness and everyone's bright coming back into pre-season, got some new ideas and, you know, just trying to implement that. So I was quite fortunate really. It was a little bit longer, so a little bit time to decompress and like then you're ready to go again really. So I'm, you know, loads of energy, looking forward to the season.
I know that the players always look forward to actually playing a bit of football, although I know they've done a lot of work with the ball, but they always look forward to that first game of pre-season. Are you the same?
Yeah, you don't change. I mean, even as a player, I love this time, seeing the players develop, going into that, seeing what they've learned from the first 2 weeks, because it's evolving all the time, so it's not going to be a finished article. Our objective is that first week, that first game, we hit the ground running, so it's nice to have that 6 week lead in. But I think it's nice to just a barometer really of where you are, and then you can kind of move on from there.
I'm sure we'll catch up again before opening day, but great to see you.
Thank you very much.